Hey, it was good seeing you again. These ideas and concepts, even though there's a lot, it should be played once a day, 5 minutes. Kind of digest it all while you're sleeping and try and do it the next day. The whole point is if you put time in, these things get easier. I enjoy how fast you actually got playing these without many hesitations. Seems like when you're doing your downward strokes that you're making good contact. Remember, if you can't go all the way down to the bottom in a rhythm, whether it's fast or slow, doing these downstrokes, we want to be able to complete that mechanism, so that's the thing that we're starting to see. One thing we haven't really talked about is going the other way. So this week, when you're doing these, rather than just doing down, 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 when ascending with our spideys, try to do this thing called alternating picking, doing a down and up sensation. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. This is going to add a little bit more attention to detail and work with your right hand strumming there. That's a nice Gibson, by the way. Good choice. Also, add in downstrokes. So when you're doing down, 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 descending lines now, this is going to help the brain acclimate both forwards and backwards. Eventually, don't let it be lost on you. We might be like... The whole point is so you can remember mechanisms of 1 2 1 2 1 2 4 3 4 3 4 3 1 2 3 4 4 3 2 1 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4. If you could remember just that with 24 opportunities to play each note once, my goodness. What happens when you start playing 2-note patterns, 5-note patterns, mixing them, 5-note patterns into 2-note patterns, and then a slide, wee wee, and then a bend? You see where I'm going with this? It's not one thing that makes us a stronger player. It's all the things. So take it slow, take deep breaths, and have fun with this. One of the things we were going to be doing was to move those spider exercises, so let it be clear. When we're doing the upward ascendings, we're going to be doing eighth notes down and up, and keeping with the down-down pattern, now let's try downward strokes on all of these doing descending all the way through. Remember, when you get to the bottom, go back up to the top. Right on. As far as our teeter-totters, moving your chords around, keep doing the teeter-totters. So pick any chord from any song in any book, or check out my channel and just type WAGO and chord, and all the chords essentially for your guitar will come up. Pick chords like an A major, A minor, E minor, D major, D minor, G major, G minor. All these will be able to play multiple fingers, meaning we're basically going to be moving our one finger away and using our pinky. The chords we're getting down on are the E and the A. For this week, I would love for you to be able to shift back and forth with all of your fingers, being able to go back and forth. Reason being, we're going to start moving this A note up so we can cover the 2 string, the 3 string, and the 4 string, whilst leaving open the A string to be played here with our first finger. Now, you can cover the 6th, doesn't matter. Makes it B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp. These are all power chords or bar chords that we're going to be utilizing the strength that we're building from our Spidey exercises, and then the fact that we can move our chords around to play the same shapes we know, like a D major, mute or F sharp, A, D, A, D, F sharp. When we can play this in a secondary fingering, you can see how we can start utilizing this shape anywhere, because now it functions as a bar chord. I'll teach you how to mute other notes with the back fat of certain fingers, so it doesn't matter what fret you play it at. And then we'll look at different ways to hear what chords work over what frettings and what don't. That's improper English. What does not. So the next thing we would do is keep going with E, A, making sure that you're seeing the 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger, and dare I say, if you can do the pinky, good on you. That one took me a while. The whole idea is you would want to be able to move these up at a certain point and play a bar chord using your 2 and 4 finger or using your 1 and 3. In the beginning, 1 and 3. 2 and 4 is super hard. But once you get really strong with that pinky, yeah, you can make bar chords with any fingers you want, just as long as all the notes are being pressed down for the designated triad, 1, 3, 5. Cool? The next thing is a little hard, and I hope you identify with this, is only work on the secondary scale modus. They're all called Ionian, or a major scale. We're going to show it through the eyes of C major, but it works for every different open note. When we play G, it would be... When we play C, which is what I'm showing you, we are essentially using the open notes, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, to utilize the open and then the first fret. So for this scale, we're using the open notes. 3rd finger, 3rd fret, like we're playing a C major. C is on the 3rd fret of the 5th fret. We're gonna play our D note open, just the open D. Because 2nd finger feels good with our spideys, we're gonna play our secondary finger on the 2nd fret of that D string. Here is one of 2 half steps. It goes from E to F. F is also known as E sharp. The next open string is G. Same finger on the 2nd fret because it's always gonna feel good. Our next open note is a B. Gives us a chance to see if we're in tune. And then our last note is going to be 1st finger on the B string to give us the C. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. 3rd fret open, 2nd fret, 3rd fret open, 2nd fret open, 1st fret. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C for C major, D for D minor, E for E minor, F for F major, G for G major, A for A minor, and then B for B diminished, and then C for C major. That is the open note phrasings. That's played with the 3rd finger. When I play that same note, the C note, at the 2nd fret, I'm omitting the 1st and the open frets, giving us C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. When we play our 3rd fret, 5th fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, we are using the fingers associated with our spideys, which is why I teach from this. I hope other teachers do, but I haven't really found one that teaches the exact same way. I guarantee you, if you follow these steps, you will be able to shave months, if not years, off of learning the guitar. Last thing, when we're playing this, the C that we play here can be played with our 1st finger. We will omit the next note, which is a half step, and move a major 2nd. Now, I play with my 1st, 2nd, and pinky. If your fingers are bigger than mine are, great, but try both ways. I'm gonna give both of them right after each other. 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. C is for C major, D is for D minor, E is for E minor, F, F major. See where I'm going with this? You'll be able to find scales and chords that are appropriate for where your finger is at any given time, because we're going to learn where all the 1, 3, 5s are. And then, if you could, use the 2nd scale preference, because when we do this with our 1st and 2nd finger and pinky, it scoots over and you would use your 1st finger for here. The reason why I teach both ways is sometimes we use mechanisms like whole tone, half tone scales. So it makes sense to get used to doing half note slides, which is a lot of what we're going to be doing, and I'll throw that through a rhythm progression at the end of this session. So using that secondary scale, middle finger, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. The 3rd fret on the 5 string, the A string, is your C. The 3rd fret on the E is going to be your G. So on and so forth with that pattern, tip tap, tip tap, tip tap, tip tap, gives you your circle fifths. I'm also going to send you a video which explains the circle fifths, and it would behoove you to write it, to draw it out every day, right before you play. C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, C sharp. When we play the mechanism of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and we move it to the root note, we are utilizing the scale positions that will never change. What you're recognizing are patterns. The 3 patterns we're going to talk about later, but they are all music. Every single one of our moduses, like this one, which is called Ionian, or a major scale, utilize them. I'll go a little slow so you can just see the process of adding sharps. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. E, F sharp, sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp, C sharp. Each one layers on and adds a sharp. We're going to talk about that through the mechanism of the circle fifths, which is groovy. But doing just that exercise is how I teach students how to have pattern recognition, which means if we're doing something like, which is a C9 held up, going to a C sharp 9 and back in a James Brown funk-esque fashion, we would have all those mechanisms of 1, open, flat, 3, 3, 7. Those are the notes of the scale pattern. And knowing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 is beautiful in every regard, because I can say, oh cool, you've got 1, 3, 5, flatten your 5 or your 1 to the 4 and flatten your 1 down to the 7th. That gives you, and we can discuss what that chord is, because even though it seems like mumbo jumbo, it is something cool. And lastly, for a rhythm exercise, what I would suggest is doing your E to your A to your E using downward patterns in rhythm. The last time when you play with your third finger, slide it up to the 4th fret and then back, trying to press down. That's what it'll sound like. And to get used to this, you will simply press down on a note and ride through it. If you want a fun exercise, if you can do it without looking, that actually proves that you can feel where every fret is and what the distance. I don't even know if I can. If you can do that every time, you get calluses, it burns out your fingers, you get new strings quicker. The package is really fun. So lastly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and about here. Let's do eighth notes here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, down, down. Here comes our eighth notes. Slide back to it. Play this maybe 40 times. E major, both fingerings, and A with different fingerings. Do that twice. This time do eighth notes, down, up, down, up. And here's our third finger slide. It is weird in the beginning, but this all comes together. I hope you had a good time today. It was right nice seeing you, and we'll see you next week. Aloha.